Welcome to botany class. Let's move to the next topic, Gram staining procedure. Gram staining procedure. You know that there are different types of classification on bacteria. So one such type of classification is based on method of staining. So here there is a procedure which was given by Danish physician Christian Gram. The name of the scientist is Christian Gram. He proposed a system of classification based on the staining procedure, the method how the bacteria stains in the year 1884. So this is a classification. The bacteria are classified under two categories, gram positive and gram negative. There are so many classifications. Previous class we discussed about two types of classification based on shape and based on flagellation. This is the type of classification based on the method of staining procedure. There are two different types of bacteria. They are gram positive and gram negative. Who proposed this classification? Danish physician Christian Gram in the year 1884. So there are two different types which are gram positive, gram negative. What's the difference among these two? The cell wall, the nature of the cell wall of gram positive, which contains teichoic acid and tichronic acid. Teichoic acid and tichronic acid and polysaccharide molecules are present in the cell wall of gram positive bacteria. In gram negative bacteria, there are three layers found outer to the cell wall. Outer to the cell wall, there are three different layers. They are lipoprotein layer and outer membrane and lipopolysaccharide. The cell wall of bacteria which is made up of peptidoglycan. So in this gram negative bacteria, outer to this peptidoglycan layer, there are three different layers found: lipoprotein, outer membrane, lipopolysaccharide. This is absent in gram positive. So based on this nature of this composition of the cell wall and outer to the cell membrane, it takes the stain. So the stain which is used here is crystal violet. So this crystal in gram positive bacteria, it retains the crystal violet and it appears dark violet color. So this gram positive bacteria, how it obtain the stain, how it retain the stain when it is treated with or when this is passing through different stains like crystal violet, this gram positive bacteria retain the crystal violet and it appears as a dark violet color. And this gram negative, when it is undergo the staining procedure of crystal violet, it loses the crystal violet, and when it is counter stained with safranin, this forms as a red color. So the appearance, it appears under the microscope as a red color because it loses the crystal violet, and when it is counter stained with safranin, it becomes or it appears under the microscopic field as red color. So this is based on this staining method. There are two different types of bacteria. What are they? Gram positive and gram negative. Gram positive and gram negative. What is the staining procedures? How we can prepare this slide? You all know that microscopic slide. In the microscopic slide, here you may found there is a spot. So in this is microscopic slide. The specimen is mounted, either bacteria or any other specimen, plant tissue or animal tissue, which is mount with the cover slip. Before that, the tissues can be undergo several staining procedures. Otherwise, it is not visible under microscope. So this staining procedure, and finally it is mounted with cover slip and observe under microscope. So what is the method of staining? So this is the method. The Christian Graham, he found that there is a method of staining procedure. First, the smear has to prepare. Prepare a smear of bacterial cell. What is the smear? When you make a slide in this in the microscopic slide, the specimen has to place, and when the bacteria is placed there, it has to spread. That smear preparation is, it spread very thin appearance on the surface of the slide. So prepare a smear in the bacterial tissue on the slide. Prepare a smear. Then the smear has to stain with crystal violet. Crystal violet is a stain. 30 seconds the tissue, the bacterial tissue can be stained in 30 seconds. 30 seconds the crystal violet stain. It undergo crystal violet stain at 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, 30 seconds, just 30 seconds, it is treated with crystal violet. It dipped in crystal violet. After 30 seconds, it is rinsed with distilled water. So each and every stain, after each and every stain, because it absorbs the stain and becomes very dark. So after, as soon as the staining procedure over, it has to clean, or it is rinsed with distilled water. So 2 seconds it has to rinse with distilled water. So first smear preparation, then stain with crystal violet 30 seconds, then rinse with distilled water 2 seconds, again gram iodine. Another stain is iodine, gram iodine for just 1 minute, stain with gram iodine. After crystal violet, rinse with distilled water, again gram iodine for 1 minute. Again after gram iodine, so first it is given crystal violet stain, after rinsed with distilled water, another stain, that is gram iodine for 1 minute, and again rinsed with distilled water, then wash with 95% ethanol or acetone for 10 to 30 seconds. 10 to 30 seconds it has to wash in the alcohol, that 95% ethanol or acetone, because when it is passed through different stains like crystal violet and iodine, the stains will be appear very dark in the bacterial tissue. So it has to rinse, and the excess stain can be removed when it is treated with 95% of ethanol or acetone. How many seconds? 10 to 30 seconds it has to wash by ethanol and acetone, either ethanol or acetone. Again after treating this acid, again it is rinsed in distilled water. So any excess amount of acid is there, it has to rinse again with distilled water. Then it is stained with safranin. So safranin 30 to 60 seconds. 30 to 60 seconds is rinsed with safranin. So next stain. So here 3 stains are used. One is crystal violet, then gram iodine, then safranin. So last stain is safranin. 30 to 60 seconds, again rinsed with distilled water, and blot. Blot is a dark spot which is appear on the microscopic slide. So it becomes, when it is blotting, it comes like this, a dark spot on the microscopic slide. Now it is observed under microscope. This is the procedure of Graham method, Christian Graham method staining procedure. So when the bacterial cell is undergo stains, if the bacteria is gram positive, it retains this crystal violet, because first we are dipped in, or it is treated with crystal violet. When it is gram positive bacteria, the crystal violet can be retained, and it become, when you are observed under microscope, it becomes dark violet color. If it is gram negative, due to the presence of these wall layers, outer to the cell wall, there are three membranes are there, three layers. So due to the presence of this, it loses the crystal violet, and when it is counter stained with safranin, it appears red color. So when you observe under microscope, it appears red color. So this bacteria, gram positive bacteria, appears as dark violet. Gram negative bacteria appears as red color under the field of microscope. This is the method of gram staining procedure. So this is staining procedure, very important. 5 more question. So first question you are going to learn is method of staining or staining procedure of gram positive and gram negative bacteria. Now what are the difference between gram positive and gram negative bacteria? There are some differences between gram positive and gram negative bacteria. What are the differences? Differences which shows from cell wall and rigidity nature of the cell wall and chemical composition of the cell wall. Then this is the outer membrane. Outer to the cell wall there is a membrane. Then periplasmic space, the space between outer and inner membrane, inner wall. Then susceptibility of to penicillin, that is susceptibility is sensitivity, nature of sensitivity. Then nutritional requirement, based on nutritional requirement, flagella and the lipid and lipoprotein, finally lipopolysaccharide. Based on these categories, the bacteria is classified and differentiated, gram positive and gram negative. What about the cell wall? The cell wall of gram positive bacteria is very thick, but the gram negative bacteria is very thin, which ranges from 0.015 to 0.02 micrometer. And this thin layer 0.007 to 0.012 micrometer. So it is 0.0075 to 0.012 micrometer. It ranges from 0.015 to 0.02 micrometer. So this is the thick layer. Gram positive bacteria cell wall is thick and gram negative layer is thin. Then what's the nature of rigidity? This gram positive bacterial cell wall is rigid due to the presence of peptidoglycan, because outer layer is peptidoglycan. The cell wall, the function of the cell wall is it gives rigidity to the cell. It gives rigidity and it gives shape. Compared to this gram negative bacteria, the gram positive bacterial cell wall is rigid due to the presence of peptidoglycan, because here peptidoglycan is the outermost layer, it is rigid. This is gram negative is elastic. So it's made up of lipoprotein. So it's elastic, made up of lipoprotein and polysaccharide mixtures. It's made up of lipoprotein and polysaccharide mixture. So it is elastic. This is rigid. That's the difference. What about the chemical composition? Chemical composition of the cell wall. Here the cell wall, which is made up of peptidoglycan. There are 80% peptidoglycan and 20% polysaccharide, and ticoic acid is present. In the gram positive bacteria, ticoic acid, ticuronic acid and polysaccharide molecules are present. Polysaccharide molecules only 20%, peptidoglycan is 80%, and in addition ticoic acid also present in gram positive bacteria. But gram negative bacteria, peptidoglycan in gram positive is 80%, but here it is 3 to 12%, only 3 to 12%, and the rest is made up of polysaccharide. So here polysaccharide content is more, but here peptidoglycan content is more. The percentage of peptidoglycan is more in gram positive, the polysaccharide is more in gram negative. Then teichoic acid is present in gram-positive bacteria. Teichoic acid is absent in gram-negative bacteria. Now, what about the outer membrane? Outer membrane, that is outer to the cell wall peptidoglycan layer, there are 3 layers present in gram-negative bacteria. These 3 layers are absent in gram-positive bacteria. Then periplasmic space, the space between outer membrane and the inner membrane is absent in gram-positive. Here it is present because of the presence of these layers. There is a periplasmic space. Then what about the susceptibility to penicillin? Susceptibility is the sensitivity. The nature of sensitivity is high in gram-positive, low in gram-negative bacteria. Then what about the nutritional requirement? The nutritional requirement is complex in gram-positive, simple method in gram-negative. So, gram-negative bacteria, it is simple nutritional requirement, gram-positive which is complex. Now, flagella type. Normally, the flagella which is made up of fibrils. So, here the 2 basal body rings are present. In gram-positive bacteria, there are 2 basal body rings are present, but gram-negative bacteria, 4 basal rings are present. Then, presence of lipid and lipoprotein. The content of lipid and lipoprotein is low in gram-positive, high in gram-negative. Then, lipo and polysaccharide. Lipo and polysaccharides are absent in gram-positive bacteria, which is present in gram-negative bacteria. So, these are the criteria which differentiate gram-positive bacteria from gram-negative bacteria. Now, let us see the respiration. What about respiration? There are 2 different types of respiration in bacteria, namely aerobic and anaerobic. There are 2 different types of respiration observed in bacteria. What are they? Aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. What's the difference among aerobic and anaerobic? In aerobic, in the presence of oxygen, they survive. This type of aerobic bacteria which survive in the presence of oxygen. Without oxygen, it cannot live. That is aerobic respiration. But anaerobic respiration, in the absence of oxygen, certain bacteria can survive, is called anaerobic. So, aerobic bacteria which takes the acceptor molecule, the electron acceptor molecule is oxygen. The terminal electron acceptor molecule is oxygen in aerobic bacteria. Anaerobic bacteria which gets energy from the fermentation reaction. From fermentation reaction, it gets its energy. Then, in aerobic respiration, aerobic bacteria, there are obligate aerobic. That means it must survive in the presence of oxygen. Without oxygen, these organisms cannot survive. But anaerobic, there is a type called facultative anaerobe. Facultative anaerobe. So, this facultative anaerobe, certain organisms of bacteria, example E. coli, Escherichia coli, it is facultative, one of the example of facultative. Either it lives or survive in the presence of oxygen as aerobic condition, or it lives in the absence of oxygen like anaerobic condition. This Escherichia coli, when it is at the site of infect, infectious nature, at the site of infectious, it leads anaerobic respiration. Actually, this bacteria, when it is gives the abdomen abscess, so at that time it makes this environment, first it leads as a aerobic respiration when it is present in the presence of oxygen. At the time of this infection, at the site of infection, this Escherichia coli, which makes the area anaerobic by consuming all the oxygen which is present in that site, and it leads anaerobic, it forms as an anaerobic environment, and it leads to the anaerobic mode of respiration. So, this type of bacteria is called as facultative bacteria. So, this is obligate bacteria which must live in the presence of oxygen. Then apart from this aerobic and anaerobic, in anaerobic respiration, one more type is there, that is capnophilic bacteria. Capnophilic bacteria lives in the presence of carbon dioxide. So, example Campylobacter. One word question, Campylobacter is the example. Campylobacter is the example of capnophilic bacteria. So, respiration, there are two different types, aerobic and anaerobic. Under aerobic, there is obligate, and anaerobic facultative, example Escherichia coli. Then capnophilic bacteria, example Campylobacter. So, today you learned 3 questions. First question, gram staining procedure. This is the procedure, gram staining. And second question, what are the differences between gram positive bacteria and gram negative bacteria? Finally, types of respiration in bacteria. Learn these questions before the next class. Thank you.